wonder if this will work with these stupid gloves on. Probably not. Woo. Superheroine is hard work. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. I'm having glove issues. Hold on.
Love it.
Oh, God. Let me see if I can tilt this down some. There we go. I always forget I get a small box. Speak so I can hear the audio.
Much evil.
Okay. Can hear you. Let me turn it up some more. The makeup looks great.
Thank you.
Looks fucking dope, man. I'm jelly. I'm jelly belly. I want to be cool looking. I don't look fucking cool. I'm fucking sweating in a onesie. It's fucking terrible. All right, okay, I'm almost done here.
I'm super metal, like above the waist. I have shorts on and like dress socks.
Well, I got the whole fucking thing on right now. It's terrible.
That's amazing.
Yeah. At some point, when and if more people show up, I'll give a little more of a full view, so everyone can see the goods. Anyways,
I'm also doing this by. Oh, where is it at? Oh, you can kind of see it there at the bottom.
candle.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
So if a demon shows up behind me,
It's just.
yeah,
Look at this.
it's my own fault.
This is all we're gonna do, everybody. Everybody who comes on, join us while we just sit in our costumes uncomfortably. Oh yeah, new mug full of liquids. Scary mug.
Nice. I like that.
Super thick. I feel like it was a fitting mug for tonight because with the other things I have, some more light here.
Oh yeah. I'm
Pumpkin beer.
Drinking some pumpkin beer.
Did you drink the Deftones beer?
No. That'll stay
crack
on
one
the
of
shelf.
those. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, I sent a lot of cool people this Deftones White Pony beer. Can't get it in Ohio,
Yeah, really.
so I found a place, a Bevmo, like half hour like south that had it.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I sent it to you and Chris and Josh because you're beer-ish booze people.
Speaking of Chris, since he was on last time, I thought about just putting on a cowboy shirt and a shitty ball cap and just being Chris.
Yeah, I mean,
But then I realized I don't have a shitty ball cap.
you can get these gloves on HalloweenCostumes.com. Feel free. They come with the whole outfit, and good. Have fun. You buy it. I dare you.
So I was gonna wear my gauntlet, my spike gauntlets, but those are super cumbersome. Like they'd have been like clack 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 clack. clack
That would have been fun though. That would.
I couldn't cross my arms if I wanted to. I'm a avid arm crosser.
Maybe at some point, your favorite thing will come on.
Nice.
To complete
It's
the
so
look.
gross.
Because like this thing, it actually has this thing that pulls up, right? And it's actually wrong. And it's more like a gambit thing where it goes, the blue goes here too, which is not accurate. And then it's got a face hole. And then you put this on. But this looks like you're like a beekeeper or some kind of fucking rubber ass thing.
Oh, that's
That looks
amazing.
so cool. So I'm like, it looks good like this. Plus, it's fucking terrible to have the whole thing completely on. I have this
Right.
also, the Chinese knockoff for $10, which is, I guess, less worse.
That's a little better.
It hurts my head though. Anybody who doesn't know, I have a.
It looks like it would. It looks like it's very hard plastic.
I have an obnoxiously long football head, so hats, any kind of masks, don't fit me.
My makeup literally took like fucking 5 minutes, maybe 10.
Ace or Gary, yeah, that's pretty close. When you can't see the rest of it, it is just basically like, it looks like a blue onesie with the yellow gloves. When more people are on, well, actually, I wish this was like, I was like, if you really get the hearts going, I'll show you the full view. Let's get
Hammer
those,
them.
let's get those
Hammer
hearts
on them
going.
hard. Yeah, it was really quick, Chels.
Anybody who's on right now, we're gonna talk about some stuff. Hopefully, it's not too spooky right now for you. There's the hearts are coming in. They want to see. They want to see.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of the shit's really hard. Like I don't have my glasses on, which is so fucking stupid. But it's hard to see shit.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I should just sit like this the whole time.
That'd be fun. Show your crotch. I have 3 pairs of underwear on. I have 3 pairs of skin-tight boxer briefs on to completely Ken doll.
Why?
Because if you don't, you can clearly see the outline of my penis tip. And I don't want to like just be like, hey, everyone, look at this. Fucking, it's not a good look.
Why not?
So I have.
You showing your other Cyclops?
Yeah, it's the real one eye right there.
Before, like, I told you, like, hey, hang on a second, I'm gonna finish my makeup. I was outside smoking a cigarette, and I had most of it on, and I was like, I should probably turn the porch light off. As soon as I reached in and popped it off, a fucking car came down the alley, and I was like, oh, thank God. My neighbors would be horrified.
I was just in the kitchen making a drink, which also, when I have to pee, this is a whole nightmare scenario that I have to take off.
You should just put on a diaper then. If you're trying to get rid of fucking dick outline, you should put on a diaper.
I low-key thought about cutting a hole just in there because the yellow piece is over the blue. So I could have worn the underwear over it and then just pulled it to the side. But I someday I might sell it. So
there you go.
Oops, I just opened this.
Are you drinking that warm?
Drink it.
Are you drinking it warm?
No, it's cold. It's in the fridge.
Okay. Good deal.
So we're gonna do a couple things tonight. We're gonna boringly talk about a couple shows. Probably gonna run a little late since we started a little late. But originally Joe Russo, for anybody who doesn't know, he actually makes real movies. He's gonna be on at 8:30, not to really talk about movies he's doing, but to argue with me about the Haunting of Bly Manor because he liked it and I fucking hate it. So we're gonna do that. So stick around for that also. That's going to be a good time. But right now we're just going to, I don't know. We got cancel culture too, which is like kind of a silly one. I got a better subject that we're going to do closer to Halloween. Because, I'm also going to try to do another costume before Halloween on this. So, Zert, let me tell you about the sweat in my armpits. It just so happened to work out perfectly that we're in a fucking random ass heat wave and it was 95 today. So I had the fan blowing in this room. On top of that, they're painting the house. So they sealed the windows with that clear shit to keep the paint. So the windows are sealed
Just fucking locking in the flavor.
Just watch this as it builds over there. I'm gonna be looking like fucking Josh Nye in about 20 minutes. For those who don't know, Josh Nye has uncontrollable sweaty armpit.
That's hilarious.
I want to see the full bod. All right. Let me try to tuck in my fucking gut.
More heart. You got it now.
Here's the amazing shoulder strap.
Yes, I do.
I don't know how to do this. Take a look at it. Ooh, is that what you're wanting? So,
Hey, I need to fix my shit here.
this is pretty much it. You can kind of see the Ken doll underwear there. It's super tight everywhere except the arms, which is the only part of my body that is okay. So it's showing off all the bad parts except for the arms. Give me some more hearts. Boner alert. Yeah. Let me see if I can try and get... The boots are the funniest part. They're like these things that go over your pants and shoes. And my calves are too big, so they don't actually completely shut. I can't really show. Problem is, I can only go so far back in this room with this setup. But this is kind of it, you know. It's
That's amazing, dude.
It's a hilarious 90s costume.
That's fucking awesome.
Also these things, the thigh straps, they fall down nonstop. So if you were actually wearing this at an event, it would drive you insane. You're constantly doing this. Maybe you had like really thick thighs, which I don't. Okay, so everybody, yeah, keep those hearts coming. I wish they was money.
Yeah, right.
If you want to see more, sign up for my OnlyFans, $6 a month. OnlyFans.com/Psych101. You want to see more angles of this hilarious suit.
More sexy angles.
And yeah, they really skimped on the gloves. Everything else is pretty top-notch quality. And then the gloves are like the basic like Party City gloves. Also, they're both right-handed gloves. You can't tell, but they are both right. This is the wrong side. So it's backwards on that side. But you know, that's what you get. That's what you get when you get a costume from China.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. I think that's your OnlyFans. Yes, yeah. Stay tuned for Nerdicide After Dark, where I pull out a Cyclops dildo. There's Joe Russo. He's on right now.
Hey, Joe.
We're running a little late. Anyways, let's dive into it. Enough ogling my dad bod.
I do have a couple things to show.
Let's just talk about the boys. Oh, let's talk about the boys first. Let's just get it out.
You want to do that first? All right, that's fine.
Because I finished it last night. And you had finished it a while ago, so we hadn't been able to talk about it. So,
okay.
My basic overall consensus of the boys is I am the master. Oh my god. I enjoyed it. That show is so silly. I never at any time feel like real stress or dread.
Right.
Because like it's so silly. Like I also what they're really lacking on that show is that Game of Thrones dread, where it's like they seem to be so far afraid to kill any main character. I mean, spoiler, the wife, not really a main character. And also, from the moment she popped up, I was like, oh, she's going to be dead by the end of the season. I just knew it.
Yeah.
Because that's lazy writing, and that's how it's always going to be. The wife is dead, blah, blah, blah. Your mom is dead. Your parents are dead. Someone's dead. She was already dead. Then she was alive briefly, and now she's dead again. So it's like, it's just full circle. But I still think that Urban is like the GOAT fucking genre actor of all time. You can really tell he loves that character, and he loves all of those lines, every delivery.
Dude,
he fucking
looking at the artwork, like if you go back to the books and you actually look at that character Billy, like it's spot on, man. Like it's like 100% him, and comic form anyway. So I mean, every time he's on screen, he's chewing that shit up. He's loving it. It's fucking so perfect and believable. Like I totally believe him as that character. Like the whole interaction with his old man, like talking to his dad. Like that shit is just fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. I and like and you could just tell like there are moments, and also just his social media presence. You know, like obviously there's actors who obviously promote their stuff and they tweet stuff, but you can just tell from his tweets and stuff that he's really into this show and really into that character and really gives a shit about it, and that's always nice to see. And it makes me even more want him to come back for Judge Dredd. And I feel like,
oh yeah,
with this show being so popular, I was like, what studio wouldn't just throw like 50 million at like another fucking Judge Dredd movie? I mean, why not? You'll admit.
yeah. Like I seriously want a Judge Dredd movie, but I want like the the evil judges. Like I want the fucking goddamn Judge Death and Judge Fear. Like I want that shit to happen.
I would love to see all that as well.
That more fantastical side of the Judge Dredd shit.
Bye. I don't know who that was, but I just blocked them.
Probably for the best.
If you come into the fucking chat, I don't mind like you making fun of us and stuff. That's totally cool. But if you're just saying random weird shit that makes no sense to me, I'm gonna block you. Talk to Joe Russo's best friend who popped in that one night. I blocked like 4 of his accounts. I don't have any tolerance for malarkey. I'm Joe Biden. No malarkey. Now I took the glove off. It's all fucked up. But I would say The Boys and again, and then the fucking Stormfront. Great casting because she's got that perfect cunty Midwest jaw of like a girl from Ohio who thinks she's pretty. No shots to anybody from Ohio, but she's got that fucking Midwest face that I can't stand. But with a ton of like makeup on, obviously.
Yeah, she was on You're the Worst.
Really? Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah, I never even looked her up because and they did a great job of making me hate her because I hated her from the fucking start. From the second
well they did that whole thing where like the social media presence, like the fucking hairdo, like all of that shit, like trying to like maintain her as like, you know, her presence, whatever, building her following. But when you find out she's just a racist piece of shit, it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like honestly, I hated her max before they did the Nazi reveal. Even when they did the Nazi reveal, I didn't feel any more hate. Maybe I'm just so accustomed to Nazis in the day-to-day zeitgeist now. But I was like, hey, Scott Summers. That's me. I'm gonna switch back to the beer so I don't get too drunk. But never been more aroused. Sting. I tried because like I originally tried to get Wes to come on. I doubt he will. He's probably too busy filming Cash record songs. Let me get some internet clout off my son for the whole night. I tried because
I'm not sure if it's Roxy season or not.
Yeah, I've got this great segment just for Wes, and I've been saving it just for him. So whenever he wants to come on, I'm gonna let him do that. I won't spoil it, as I think it's like it'd be perfect. It'd be really funny. So when and if that ever happens, it'd be great. But back to The Boys. Another highlight was the actress who plays what is it, Starfire? Starlight.
No.
Starlight. She was great. Really fucking great. And a real nice bonus, I think NECA is doing figures for fucking
Really?
Yeah, I think they're gonna only do like 3 to start. I think to see how it goes. I know one is Black Noir and I know one is Homelander. I know that for sure.
I say Black Noir would be a really easy figure to do, but also a cool
I
figure.
really hope they do the details on that, and I'm also bummed that Black Noir is like out of commission because I wanted to see more of him in action. Because
Well, that's what I heard is that they were actually going to do like a little more storyline with Black Noir, but that wasn't it. Like that doesn't seem like it really went anywhere. Like he was in a few episodes, but that was not enough. Like I'm totally interested in seeing him go fucking ape shit.
it doesn't look like I'm confronting my demon because
He means me. I'm the demon.
yeah, I know, but like I have also done corpse paint. We should have just done corpse paint together.
Yeah,
But
hindsight.
next week you be Cyclops. Cue the 80s fucking music. What was that in Wet Hot Summer? Whatever. Next time you drive the van. And everyone laughs and they play the music. Segue to the next scene of that's what we need. But yeah, April did corpse paint on me like two or three birthdays ago. One of my favorite things.
Dude, it's amazing. Like it was really, really good. She did a great job with that shit.
I might try my hand at some makeup for my next costume. I'm actually not gonna do my actual Halloween costume on here.
I was wondering.
You're gonna have to wait to see the photos of that on Instagram. This I bought for two reasons. For the collection, because I have another Cyclops store-bought costume, which is the Utopia one, just the full blue with the little yellow stripy things. I didn't wear that last year, obviously. I wore it in like 2014 in downtown LA. Horrible idea. But this one I bought for this, and because it's a Cyclops item, it's a licensed Cyclops item, so I have to own it for the collection as well.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we're getting off track. We're always off track. We need a third person. I am waiting for the day when Instagram Live finally gets their shit together and lets you have more than 2 people on at a time.
Right.
They should at least do 4. And I know they have the technology for it because you can do that stuff on like every other fucking service.
Yeah.
But all in all, the boys, I really love it. We laughed a ton. The violence is so gratuitous and like the head popping shit, and it really came out of left field every time. And they didn't overdo it to the point where I was like waiting for it. And that last episode, like that really was like, oh shit, that fucking hit me. I was like, oh man. And I love. Obviously, it's a little on the nose with current times, with social media and right wingers and all that stuff. And then the girl who is obviously like a bootleg AOC, even though she looks more Middle Eastern, she's obviously based on her.
Yeah.
I never read the books, but they're obviously tweaking it for today's current news climate.
Oh, they've taken a lot of liberties on the show from the book.
As you should. Just like Wanted took liberties.
They had to hone like a lot of that story shit in. Like there's in the first book, there's literally like there's a part where all the superheroes are running from room to room, like butt ass naked, and like switching from girl to girl. Like there's just girls in these rooms and they're like running across the hall from each other. Like somebody yells out switch and then they fucking run. Like it's super fucked up.
Yeah, that would be hard to do now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even with the slants and the obvious, which is they're pieces of shit, it would still be a hard sell. Because at the end of the day, like, because the actors and their performances are so good, you still, like, it's like the villain thing that people are always attracted to. If the performance is good, you still like them. Like, what they did with the Deep, that actor, his performance in the second season, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Homelander, his lack of lips and his facial expressions, man, the amount that they really get a lot out of him. Like he's other than Urban, he's carrying that fucking show, man.
Yeah.
That show rides on his performance and that character.
Dude, when he's processing,
jerking off.
Yeah, like when he's processing shit and like he knows that he has to like basically swallow his pride, and you see like that inner work. He does that shit so well, where it's just like he does like the little head cock.
I like when he's like this. I probably can't do it, but he's like
yeah.
And I love my favorite thing in the whole show, which is the really fucked up. In that second season was when that clip of him went viral when he was like, I don't know, in some country in Africa or whatever, killing that soup terrorist. And his reaction to like killing the other guy, and he was like, oh, and he just fucking flew away. I was like, oh my God. It was so funny and fucked up and perfect. Tone, delivery. It was so funny and it's so dark. Like, and I told Rosina, like, I remember it was like the second to last episode. I was like, if they don't kill Stormfront and end her storyline tonight, I don't know if I can watch another season of this. And thankfully they did, because I was like, I can't watch those two together because it's so irritating. Because like Homelander is like he's obviously the worst, but you want him around, and I don't expect like a Jaime Lannister full turn or anything. I don't want that. I want him to go out who he is, but in that role, he's so enjoyable to watch on screen. So it's that him and Carl and Urban, and they're just man, so good, so great, and everybody else also great.
I like Frenchie. I think he's one of my favorite characters on the show.
Yeah, Frenchie is great too. Great all around show.
And honestly, I thought there was a chance that he was going to die this season. He seems like the most expendable character.
He does.
So I was afraid that he was going to go, but thankfully he didn't.
Yeah.
And he actually had a decent amount of screen time.
Yeah, they gave him a little backstory on this season, which was good. And they'll probably keep doing that in the next season. They'll probably give a little more to each of them, because it's basically the Huey and Billy Homelander show. And then Starlight. They're like the four. So, and the fact that the four of them are all just white heterosexuals, unacceptable. Anyways, that's The Boys. Loved it. Glad I finished it. It's really the only other thing I've actually finished other than Raised by Wolves, which I also really liked.
I still need to finish it. Terrible.
You're so the worst. I've only watched one episode of Fargo. That's what we're going to start up next. And it's like, I think everybody like, oh, we're watching this horror movie. We're watching this horror movie. I'm like, if you do this, you're going to fall so far behind on shows. Also, just finished Pen 15 Season 2. Wow. God, I love that show. It's so nice to watch a show that's like early 2000s throwback, late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's great, and to not watch something that takes place in the fucking 80s for a change. I'm fucking 80s out. If you expect to get a younger audience, like, younger audiences don't connect with 80s shit. That's why only people who like Stranger Things are like over 35. Fucking
wink.
I want to see more like everything I ever wrote screenplay wise takes place in the late 90s. And that's the teenage years I want to see. I want to see big pants. I want to see baggy clothes. I want new metal. I want boy bands. I don't want to see 80s shit. I want to see stuff that I remember as a kid, like the zeitgeist that was happening then. And this show does that, but also from agreed, Fancy Dave. They have overplayed their welcome. And there's so much 80s content, great stuff, and I hope Stranger Things is the last big pop culture thing that's 80s-ish. It should die with it, honestly. Move on. You still have the 90s to get through. You just want me to watch Clueless and Empire Records and those stupid ass movies and fucking. Can't we make good movies now that took place during those time periods? That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch throwback movies. What was that stupid movie with Ethan Hawke? Singles. I don't want to watch that crap. Good soundtrack though.
Great soundtrack.
Great sound.
Singles is probably one of the better soundtracks out there.
Yeah, the 90s have some good soundtracks. Even the second Crow movie, which is a trash-ass movie, has a good soundtrack. 80s alt music forever.
Still not as good as the first one, but...
Well, I mean, let me do a Homelander face at you. I wish there was a Homelander costume because I really think I could...
I was going to say, you could totally pull off a fucking Homelander. That's amazing.
I thought that when I was watching it. I was like, I might just do my hair a little different.
Wait till next year. There'll be one.
Next year, Homelander.
I could totally do Billy the Butcher.
Yeah, you could. Just get a coat.
Yeah, just
spike your hair and wear a coat. They cunt a lot.
And call everybody a cunt.
Yeah, you stupid cunt. All right.
I did like that exchange between him and the kid, where he's like, "You remember what I told you?" And he's like, "Don't be a cunt."
Yeah, between him and the Hound, I don't know who says cunt better. I still think the Hound at the end of the day. Because it was less. It was less.
Yes. Yes.
His delivery of it was just so deadpan. And just, I miss the Hound. I miss the Hound. R.I.P. the Hound. R.I.P. Game of Thrones. I miss it. Drafted singles soundtrack in our soundtrack draft. Great soundtrack. Oh. Cool. Let's. What do you want to do next? You want to show us some stuff?
Yeah, I just got like 2 things here.
He's gonna show his wiener. Everybody, get ready to screen chat.
So I got the yesterday's Jason emoji pin.
Nice.
I did get that. And then today I went to Target. And looked everywhere for something rad on the NECA shelf, and a lot of it was threadbare. It was a lot of the newer Predator stuff, mostly the Godzilla shit, and like two of the original Pennywise figures.
Yeah,
so
all that's at my targets is the Back to the Future stuff and Godzilla. Neither are things I'm interested in.
Yeah, so me and my daughter went to the regular toy aisle so I could look at Legends, and they barely had anything over there. They did have the Weapon X for like $6, but
that's a great figure.
Paint was really bad, like it was real bad. So I did not grab that. And then on our way back to find Lynn, my wife, fucking was like the workout shit section, and then like the little barcode reader. And this was sitting next to it with an alien figure, but I got the first Predator.
Oh figure. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's the ultimate jungle hunter.
Yeah,
it's super rad. But you have the new one. They've actually updated some of the paint on it and some of the things from the version.
You can tell, like the actual like maskless head sculpt. That paint looks fucking incredible.
Mine is up there. Actually, he looks like he's actually falling down a bit. He's right under the brightest light.
Oh, right on. Right next to Super Shredder?
Yeah, he's falling down. Well, no, that's the...
Is that the regular Shredder?
No, it's Super Shredder, then it's actually the City Hunter, Predator 2, then Jungle
Hunter.
Okay. Because I have the helmet on... I left the helmet on the City one for Predator 2.
Okay.
I took the helmet off of Predator 1 because I like to keep some variety.
Oh, yeah. So I actually lucked out because I was worried that since it was the only one, like I picked it up and I was like, there's going to be something wrong with it. But the paint was super great. The box is actually in really good condition.
That one, those Predators, that and the Predator 2 and the Terminator re-releases all should be bought on site if you don't have them because they
did have the City Hunter. I almost grabbed that one. Like if that wasn't there, I probably would have gone back and grabbed that one.
I actually like the City Hunter more because it has the staff and the circle weapon, the disc.
But the paint wasn't super great on it. And I hate when you can tell that something hit the plastic. So there's like that paint smear. I hate that shit.
Can you take me seriously when I have this on?
Yeah,
Or is it just far too much forehead? I really think
No.
it's just like because there's lack of eyebrows, so I feel like it's a Marilyn Manson vibe.
No, it's good.
There they are.
There you go. There
Hey,
you go.
my forehead's not that big if I just do this the whole time. Oh, God. This is my chance to get the Terminator 2 re-release. I almost because I saw the noir and the fucking police one and the Terminator 2, all those re-releases, and I thought about buying them each time because they're such great figures. But I'm like, I'm also a person that doesn't.
They did have the 2-pack still.
Oh yeah.
And then they had the T1000. I think they had like 2 of those.
You have T1000s? Fuck, I would have fucking grabbed that. I've never seen a T1000 out here on the West Coast.
Huh.
Never.
Shit.
I don't have one, and that's the one figure I'm missing from my Terminators because I got the skeleton. I've got all the Terminator ones, and I might even actually pick up some of the Dark Fate figures because I actually like that movie. Shout out to if you're interested, it's on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, it's actually pretty enjoyable. I might pick up some of those.
I was actually surprised at how good it was.
Yeah, but the noir, the best one is the Tech Noir from Terminator 1. That's the best Arnold face because he's got the comb over still and that jacket with the graffiti, the spray paint T-shirt and stuff. It's just such a cool figure with the chains.
Oh yeah.
I saw that one more time at Walmart. And I almost rebought it, but
You don't have a cop?
Huh?
You don't have the cop figure?
Oh, I do. Oh no, what do you mean? The Terminator cop?
Yeah.
T1000? No, I don't have any T1000 figures.
All right. I might go grab that tomorrow. I might be able to go grab that tomorrow.
But like I was saying, is like I see that stuff and I go, oh fuck, I could buy that and flip it. But I'm also the kind of collector that would be annoyed if I was actually looking for that and somebody bought it just to sell it online. So I most of the time I leave stuff, even if I know it's a hot item. It would have to be something super really fucking rare for me to pick up that I already had to try to flip for extra money. Because really, at the end of the day, you're making like $15, and it's like, who gives a fuck? just let somebody else have it. Like, who's actually wants it. Like, if you already have it, don't be a dick about that shit. I see we're down to 4 people on.
I also
scared everyone away.
You want to jump into cancel culture then?
The color change T1000 was a peg warmer in my area. I never even saw that shit. I never saw that one. I maybe a long time ago when I was in LA, I think I saw, before I moved, I saw the first T1000 release and I passed on it. But at that time, I wasn't really trying to get a ton of stuff. And now
were those released when Toys R Us was still open? I feel like they were.
The T1000, yeah, and the Tech Noir, and the...
I think that's the only place I did see that color change one.
Yeah, those were still there.
Toys R Us.
But anyways, we're going to do cancel culture if you're not aware of this. I don't know.
How much time we got?
I don't even know what time. We started late, so it was at least 7:40. So you got at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20 minutes here.
I don't even know if Joe Russo's still on. They'll probably come back on at 8:30 around that time. But cancel culture, if anybody doesn't know, give me some hearts if you're still awake over there, out there in Streamland. Is anybody still there? I know my girlfriend left because she's probably like, I don't like you guys.
She's like, I can hear this from the next room.
I can hear. I gotta see this jackass walking around in a onesie all night. She's
probably looking really forward to when we're done here and you're trying to love on her while you're wearing it.
There'll be no loving. It's just gonna be me de-sweating. I need a wipe down. Draft Pod is still here. That's good. My phone is getting dark for no reason. Draft Pod is still here. If anybody doesn't know, I will be on the Draft Pod on the 26th. Did they ask you to do something yet?
No. I'm not cool anymore.
Just what you have to do is what I did is you have to change your last name to Allen on Twitter, and they'll have you.
Well, you changed our podcast account. So I felt like default.
Right, at default. You got
The two greatest words in the English language: D and fault.
Not next Tuesday, week after. Yeah, we're doing vampires. Vampires.
Oh shit, that'll be fun.
On-screen vampires. I already have my list. I like going on the draft pod because I absolutely obliterate everyone on there every time.
We know Wes runs the month of October. He's fucking Captain Horror.
He's Captain Horror. It's too cool to come on Nerdicide, though. Or
yeah. He was on one time when we were at, was it Wasteland we were at?
No, he did another time, too.
And I think both of those episodes did not save.
No, I think one of them did. Not the Wasteland one. That one fucking.
Yeah, that one was like immediately gone. As soon as it was over, that thing fucking disappeared.
Yeah. You stole my pick last time, which means you loved my pick.
I think that's how that works.
I think it's whoever was born first wins in a tie like that. If I was born first, that means I liked it before you, and so I'm cooler.
I don't know, Andy. This sounds like real good logic.
If you're older and, yeah, Terminator, yeah, that sounds right. I don't think that I'll have a lot of the same vampire picks as you guys. And that's fine. You guys, I can almost predict some of yours. And I thought about making a side list of who each in the draft pod, which ones they were going to pick.
Please do that. Please do that because I know that you're right. I know for a fact.
Like who that I thought.
Because as soon as you said it, I sat here and did like a Rolodex real quick, and I could fucking do that. Like I feel like I know what those guys pick.
How how jolly and nice each one of them are at levels, and I would contrast them with vampires and the things and things that they watched growing up. Yeah, childlike. Yeah.
Andy will have the least scariest vampires on his list.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a Goosebumps episode I've never seen. Hey, you guys watch that Nickelodeon show about vampires? I didn't know that was a thing. But my list is also not very like special. It's very on the nose for me as well. If you were like, I could probably predict. I know you could think of one right now. First thing that comes to your head. 1, 2,
Blade.
3. What?
Blade.
Nope, you're wrong.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Psychic vampires count? They do.
Oh, there you go.
That is correct. All right, we're going to play cancel culture. Stop promoting the draft pod and their weak picks. Drew's not even on, even though he said he was going to be on. He probably fell asleep.
Oh, yeah, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit. We're doing a fun one, Halloween-oriented cancel culture. If anybody doesn't know, we pick 4 things, usually 4, sometimes more, but this time 4. I didn't mean to rhyme. Where we pick something, 4 things that are related, and we cancel one. This time, we are doing Halloween activities because it's almost Halloween. I don't know if you know. Baseball. Good God, what a loser. That's just a COVID super spreader event. We're doing Halloween activities, and I have them in my head if I remember them correctly. So the 4 Halloween activities are, let me burp. Trick-or-treating, pumpkin carving, Ooh, scary movies, haunted houses. Those are the four. So to run back, trick or treating, pumpkin carving, watching scary movies, and going to haunted houses. Those are your four selections, folks. Feel free to, while you're at home, to think about it.
Please play.
Think about it for a minute and go, which one could I live without forever and ever and ever, forever? Never to return.
And also feel free that if we pick something that you disagree with, to argue with us in the comments.
Mine is going to be pretty obvious. Who should go first?
Lay out your obvious choice.
It's
because I don't remember who went last time.
I'm going haunted houses. I don't like haunted houses. I've never had a good time at a haunted house. I fucking hate. I hate going to these places and having some like sad fucker, or if you lived in LA, it was out of work actors doing their best, whatever, to try to fucking scare you. And I don't really get scared because it's just like why I don't like scare jumps in movies, because it's a cheap trick to get a reaction. It's not a real. You're not scared. It's not fear. I'm not afraid. I'm just jumping because a loud noise just popped up fucking next to me.
Right.
And that is not fear. And granted, there are some haunted houses where they really build the tension and you walk through a lot of very creepy sets and pieces and stuff. But even then, like, those are the most expensive ones, and I am not going to... I'm not going to pay fucking a bunch of money.
That's fucking funny. Desperate actors, truly frightening.
Yeah, true. Hey, shout out my boy Alex is on. Haunted House are fun without them, though they're fun. I can't actually scroll down to backtrack the comments because of my dishwashing gloves. So if I missed anything, you'll have to let me know.
I will try my best.
So my biggest haunted houses, because let me just run through the rest of the stuff. I love fucking carving pumpkins. I'm really good at it. Everyone makes fun of me because I do the same face every year, and if you do that, you can fuck off, because I've mastered the perfect pumpkin face. And if you don't like it, go back to your fucking stencils. Show off all your stenciled fucking pumpkins that you got off the internet. I'm so impressed. I do.
Now, my cousin Steve did one that he posted today. He actually did the dancing skull, and it looks really fucking cool. He did a good job with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Trick-or-treating. I don't obviously trick-or-treat anymore, but I like trick-or-treating. I think it's cool. I think it's great for kids. And I was going to put like dressing up as like a costume thing, because but it's like also ties in the trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So I kind of tied in with costumes as well.
Could have done costume party.
Yeah, costume party I thought about doing too. But like no one's ever going to say no to that. That if you don't like dressing up, then you don't really like, what the fuck? You don't like it.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Scary movies.
Obviously, scary movies are great. Horror movies are great. Halloween time, the best thing to do is just sit around, eat fucking candy, watch a spooky flick, talk about horror movies with your friends, and debate which one's the best. Those are some of the best fucking October activities you can do. Cheers. Cheers to you, Fancy Dave. We're in agreement.
And I also agree that haunted houses can get the fuck out. It's been a very long time since I went to one that was actually fun. I actually told this story to someone not too long ago. Just like about a week ago, I think it's only been. But my older brother, when he first started tattooing, the guy who owned the tattoo parlor, Chad, he owned a bar that was right across the street from the parlor, and then behind that was an old fire station, and inside that, him and another guy who actually, I don't know if he's still a part of it or not, but he was a part of Terror Town in Toledo, and over in Tiffin, where this one was, there are many warehouses where he houses a lot of that stuff. And I actually got to go into one, and it was probably like the greatest day of my life. It was so cool to see all of that shit up close and like fuck with it, whatever. But the one that was behind the bar was called The Nightmare Within, and the when the year that they had it open that I went, the first night, Dick Warlock was there. They actually got Dick Warlock to come, and he was like right at the end. So you went through the whole thing, and then I got to meet fucking Dick Warlock and get his autograph. And then the second night was Gunnar Hansen. So it was like go through it again, fucking get to the end, meet Gunnar Hansen, fucking super awesome. And never in a million years did I think that I would be like talking to that dude in Tiffin, Ohio, at the end of one of my buddies' fucking haunted houses. Like that shit is fucking insane to me. But yeah, that was probably like the greatest experience I've ever had at one. But yeah, I would totally if those dudes weren't there, I probably would have never gone through it.
Yeah.
But there was actually some neat shit inside of it. Like Chad is a big fucking horror fan. Like that dude introduced me to shit that I had never even heard of before, which is rare. But he's out in Texas now, so I don't get to see him anymore.
Texas.
Texas.
I gotta turn my fucking Spotify down. It's commercial.
Yeah, turn that shit down.
Ugh.
I don't know. I just really don't like the idea of being crammed into an area with a bunch of people that are grabbing on each other and
yeah, and like I've been in
pulling
a
you
couple,
around.
I've been on a couple where it's just like pitch black and you're walking through basically like a fucking tunnel, and people are like, and there's like things grabbing you and shit. I'm like, this isn't scary. It's just uncomfortable. It's awkward. I feel stupid. I don't like.
You're being like herded like fucking cattle. Oh, I will say the ones at Universal were halfway decent. Like
at Universal Studios, I mean, they have the
obviously
budget
those
to
are going to be like
go for it.
But it's like one gigantic room that's dedicated to a fucking movie. Like the year that we went for our honeymoon when we went down to Orlando, where we got on the boat and then we fucking came back and spent some time down there. So we went to Universal, and it was the year that the Wolfman movie came out. So they had done a Dracula, basically a building, like an entire fucking stage fucking dedicated to Dracula, and then there was another one dedicated to that Wolfman, and there was a lot of cool shit in that. Like right at the very end, like as you were walking out, there was a dude on wires that fucking like you could hear him running across the roofs because it was just like you were in the village, and then like right at the very end, he like jumped over top of you and landed like right in front of you, and then he jumped away off to the other side, and that shit was incredible. Like that's how all of them should be. Nobody's pushing you, nobody's fucking grabbing on you. The people you're with aren't fucking grabbing on you. Like it's just you're in a fucking movie almost. It's so much fun. And then they had one that was like every room was dedicated to a different movie. Like I think it started off with like My Bloody Valentine, and then I know there was a Shaun of the Dead room, there was a Thing room, there was a Child's Play room. That one was pretty cool too. That one was fun.
Yeah, those are all great. But
get them the fuck out of here. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, like if I have to get rid of one, I mean it's got to be that. Because even like especially right now, because of like COVID and stuff, you're not going to those places, but you can still do all the rest. Well, you can't trick or treat, but you can still dress up and you can eat candy and you can watch scary movies and you can do your own little mini Halloweens at your house and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex doesn't like people or physical contact.
Here's the thing. Scary movies, you can make everyday Halloween with that shit. If you really love Halloween, you can fucking watch scary movies all the time and it never fucking ends. Pumpkin carving, there is a skill to that. It's fun.
I fucking love carving pumpkins. It's like it's just like a nice relaxing thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's like drawing a picture for me. It's just like I just kind of zone out for like an hour until it's done.
Once you get all the fucking innards out, it's fucking game over. Then it's fucking
Florida says
creation
different on
time.
pretty much everything. Florida is the worst place to live, and I could say that because I lived there for 13 months. So
Florida is essentially
California.
the litmus the litmus test for what not to fucking do.
Yeah.
If they're doing it in Florida, nobody else should be fucking doing it.
Florida is a trash pile, and I hope it falls into the ocean. Hell, I got a movie playing in the background now. Exactly. Yeah, like scary movies. We, like I said before, I've been trying to catch up on shows. So it's like, just so happens that like October is Halloween, but also popping for fucking new shows that I like Pen 15 and The Boys, and like now Fargo, which I'm gonna start back up tomorrow, and then Lovecraft Country only has 2 more episodes, which is a whole other can of worms we'll get to when it ends.
Is it 2 or is it 1?
I think it's 2, right? I thought it was 8 last time.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Either way, it's ending soon, and I mean the last episode was so great, and then the episode before that was so great. I love reading people fucking trashing that show and their critiques of it on like stupid snobby fucking sites like Jezebel and shit, and I just want to like throw a brick through the window, and I'm just like, with all the crap that people watch, this is the fucking show you want to come after? You want to start this like critiquing this one, and it's like, but you're not critiquing fucking Billions and shit. It's like, shut the fuck up. But anyways, we're pretty close to cutoff time. Joe Russo, I don't know if he's. My dad came over and was so drunk he forgot he asked if we like scary movies 3 times. Dad's friend. Okay, thankfully it wasn't your dad. It sounds like Ghostface from Scream was at your house. Ghostface was very drunk. Hey, you like scary movies? 3 times.
And I will say this about trick-or-treating. Those were some of the best times of my life as a fucking kid.
Same.
Was trick-or-treating. Nothing beats fucking trick-or-treating. I love that my fucking kids still enjoy that shit. Even though they're old, like my older 2 are probably too old to go fucking trick-or-treating. Like they still give a shit about that because now they got little sisters that they can take around and do that shit with. So I would never get rid of trick-or-treating. That shit's super important. Because there's that moment.
I just came back from a ritual. Virgin blood all on me looking biblical. The sigil under my feet is symmetrical. It opens up the door to leave the physical. Cold grief and gold leaf in a snowbank and I'm frozen still. Joe Bliss, house hopeless feeling. I just shot up some crocodile. Black magic, you whack faggots go round up these kittens. Get Christians and Wiccans like pigeons and chickens. Evil dead deeds, black and red beans. Stick the blade in the both lungs. Cut out the tongue I took an oath from. And burn the books that I quote from. Cause I just came back from a ritual. Dressed in all black, it's a ritual. I just came back from a ritual. I went into the black, I never came back. I just came back from a ritual. Dressed in all black, it's a ritual. I just came back from a ritual. I went into the black, I never came back.
Waiting for Joe Russo to come back. I don't see him. I see 2 people on him. Waiting for Joe Russo. Until then, you have to listen to the music and just watch me sing. Scooting in. Scooting in.
Let's drift off and let the night side call us deep into the forest with demons living lawless. So without that,
Joe, you're on the wrong account.
And you thought, what if we're more than sheep to him? Black guard in her black fortress, black torches, light a black raven eating corpses.
Send that request, my guy.
Human lambs, as he sat in a circle of dismembered left hands. What say us, the reaper won't betray us.
Ooh. Can I do this with this song? Nope. I have to take these goddamn gloves off. This stupid shit. Yeah. Now I put this back on. Halloween a bitch, though. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, Joe Russo. In
You
the
didn't
house.
tell me it was a. You didn't tell me it was like a costume.
Well, it's
First
Halloween,
side.
bro. It's spooky month all around. Everybody's
All
dressed.
right. So you're dressed as Wolverine.
I'm dressed as what was it? The SNL thing? Something in Gary. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Steve?
So, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know to wear a costume, but I've got my pumpkin behind me.
Nice.
We've got spooky lights outside, and I've got my my spooky IPA.
Nice.
So,
This is it was whiskey, but I've downgraded to a truly because I don't want to get that drunk.
this one's got a little bit of kick. I had one last night, and I went to sleep pretty much right after I finished it. So
That's pretty much the curse of me drinking anything at this point, where I drink 2 to 3 drinks, and then it's like I'm gonna watch this movie, and it's like, no.
Yep, that was what happened last night. So,
Well, last night wasn't alcohol related. It's just hot as fuck here. We had a heat wave. It was like 95. So, and all the fans blowing in my eyes. I was watching Psycho last night because I just got a Hitchcock box set. So I was watching Psycho, and I think somewhere during the second act, I just was like, "Mwah." And I woke up to the last
I'll
one.
tell you. You want to hear a hot take about Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's as good as people say it is.
I think that when I watch anything that's like before my time, I don't. None of that stuff registers the way I think it would if it came out.
I think the first 30 minutes, like up till when Marion Crane gets killed, it's great.
I think it's fine until the last 10 minutes.
Well, when they do the Morris the Explainer ending, yeah. No, I mean the second half is good. I just don't think it's as good as those first 30 minutes. And I feel like, once you have the shock factor of the twist gone, it doesn't hold up as well because it's just kind of a lopsided story structure.
I think at the time, I think it was such a punch to people that they weren't expecting it. They were just riding that high for the whole movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think we just marathoned all of them because
all the Psycho movies.
Like all the Psycho movies, yeah, we watched 2, 3, and 4, and some of 3 is not great, but 2 and 4 are actually really, really good.
I think 3 is the only one I remember watching in the last few years. I don't remember.
That's the one that Anthony Perkins directed, which is interesting. It's funny, we had Anthony Perkins' kid is directing now. Have you seen any of his horror movies?
I don't think so.
His most recent one was Gretel and Hansel. Came out.
That's not a different guy.
What do you mean? No, that's his. He's the same guy who was in Legally Blonde. He had a. Yeah. Same guy.
Yeah.
He's directing really.
Yeah. He did Black Coat's Daughter, which I love, and then
Yep.
And then he did that Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, right?
Yes. And then he just
I
did
thought that
was
pretty meh, and I thought Hansel and Gretel and Hansel was pretty meh, but I love Black Osada.
They're not for everybody. His movies are very slow and particular.
Gretel and Hansel, I passed out during for sure, and I had to watch it again the next day.
We had him on the podcast for it. We had him on postmortem. We had to go watch it at MGM in a private screening, so that was kind of cool. And so if I had fallen asleep, that would have been bad.
I think he shoots really well. I mean, he's
it's art. I mean, it's art. You know.
I even that I think Gretel and Hansel was my least favorite, but Pretty Thing in the House or whatever I liked a lot. I didn't like the story, but the way it was shot was great. But Black Ghost Daughter was like for me down to a T. Like because that was it's sometimes when you watch something and you just turn something on you've never seen, you don't know anything about it. There's some kind of magic sometimes that happens when you're watching something that has no hype in your head. No one told you to watch it or whatever the fuck, and like no one's like, hey, have you heard about this? That was a movie that was streaming somewhere, and I turned it on randomly, and I watched it with my girlfriend. And when it got to the voice part in the boiler room, I was like, fuck. I was like, this is great. I was like really into it. And I thought it was really well done. And I think that Pretty Thing actually he shot before that, but I guess what Black Ghost Daughter was like held up studio wise. It took a while for it to get released because no one ever talked about it. It had big actors in it, but no one ever fucking mentioned it anywhere. And
my friend actually produced Black Coat's Daughter, and just produced one this year. And fuck, I'm blanking on the name, but it's got Alexis Dario and Johnny Knoxville in it.
I hated that movie.
We Summon the Darkness.
I fucking hate it. I watched that shit. I hated it. It's absolute garbage. It was really hard to get through that fucking pile of shit. Like, I know that it was like they were like fake Satanists, but like at least like that's the beauty of like Hereditary, where they actually do like a 10-minute like fucking demon research. Like, don't just like throw up pentagrams and shit. And like, I hate all that hokey fake Satanism stuff. It really irks me because it's lazy. Like, you could do it in a sense of like this is like they're sarcastically doing it because they don't know anything about Satanism in that regard, and it has worked in different movies, but that shit was wild hokey, and Johnny Knoxville should be ashamed. Not that he has done like a fucking plethora of amazing films.
What was the name of that? Did you see that Ty West Satanism one that came out in like 2009, 10-ish? You know what I'm talking about? The name is escaping me.
Courtney even might know. But I feel like I've seen every Ty West movie, so I probably saw it.
Yeah, it was like his breakout one. And I don't know why I can't think of what it's called, but maybe one of our people who are joining can help us tell us what the Ty West movie with the babysitter who goes to the
House of the Devil.
That's it. House of the Devil. That one. Yeah, that was good. You like that one?
House of the Devil. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
I was actually going to rewatch that recently because girlfriend hasn't seen it, and we're trying to find, because we've been together for almost 5 years now. Shout out my girlfriend. We're hitting our 5-year next month, and so she's seen pretty much everything I have to show. So like we're running out of stuff. So now we're kind of going back to like the Universal monster movies and now the Hitchcock stuff.
Oh, that's fun. I was thinking about revisiting Ty West's other movie, The Innkeepers. Have you ever seen that one?
I love Innkeepers.
Yeah, that one's good.
That was actually like last year when we did Courtney and I did like our 5 Halloween movies that are not like the normal ones to watch, like list, like a little outside of the norm. That was in my list, was Innkeepers, because I love Innkeepers to death. I think that's a perfect ghost movie. Absolutely great.
It's a really
way better than Haunting of Bly Manor.
I liked Haunting of Bly Manor. Are we just gonna get right
into
it?
Before we get into Haunting of Bly Manor, anybody who doesn't know, Joe makes real movies. He's a real movie maker. I don't know who's in the stream right now. They could be all your people. They already know this. I'm not paying attention to who's watching right now. But Joe makes real movies, so I don't know. The last time you were on, you were still working on your Hulk movie. Has there been any movement with that? What's the latest on Hulk?
What's the latest with the Hulk Hogan movie?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're like right into the juicy stuff.
Yeah, the juice. Give me the juice.
Well,
Mario Lopez.
There's this thing that happened this year called coronavirus.
What?
And it weirdly it impacted a lot of motion pictures, and so we got pushed to next year. But the good news is, we've been working on the script, and everybody's happy with the script. So as soon as it's safe to make a movie of that scale, they're gonna make it.
Yeah, it's wild because like I saw that Robert Pattinson got COVID and then now they're shooting again.
Yeah, they shut down for a couple of weeks and then they went back up.
Warner Brothers don't give a fuck.
The reality is, some of the higher ups involved with the production are just not interested in making movies with a bunch of COVID restrictions. So I think they're hoping that if there is a vaccine in the next 6 months, we can all get it, and then we can go make the movie with less restrictions. So I think, once we get through the election and through, early next year, we'll have a better idea of what that timetable will be.
Right, yeah. Andy from Draft Pod is asking about the movie. Joe's producing, and he's been a long time working on a Hulk Hogan movie with Chris Hemsworth. I can't wait to see it because I'm really looking forward to the N-word scene when Chris Hemsworth says the N-word on screen, and I'm just gonna loop it forever. Maybe it's out of the script. I don't know. They might have forgot that.
I don't know. We might have worked around that one little beat.
Tell me the sex tape is in there.
You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah. So if there's anything, I don't know what else you're doing. I know you had your Bruce Willis. What's his face? What the fuck is that dude? Always escapes. Because I met that dude. He came into our office when I was working back in the paparazzi days. What's that actor's
Bruce Willis
name?
came into the paparazzi office?
Not Bruce Willis. The other dude in your Bruce Willis movie.
Jesse Metcalf?
Metcalf. Him and his fiance, what's her face? Cara Santana. They came into the office because they were doing fake paparazzi setups with my old company.
Of course they were. That really does not surprise me at all.
Because I remember I had I had my two big monitors in the office. I always had my headphones on, so when people came in behind me, I never fucking saw them. And I don't even know what I was doing, and I was working on something, and my wallpaper was the French, the catacombs in France of all the skulls.
Okay.
Because I didn't want people to fuck with my computer. They're like, don't.
How as above, so below of you.
Yeah, exactly. It was Rob Sheridan, who is a great photographer. Shout out Rob Sheridan. He did his photos. And I had him as my wallpapers. And she comes up and she fucking taps me on the shoulders. And I was like, I always have a bad attitude, especially there, because everybody usually taps on my shoulder. It's like some dipshit paparazzi.
You have a bad attitude?
Believe it or not. So I whip around and I'm like, who the fuck? And I was like, editing photos, because I would edit nonstop photos, hundreds of photos. So I flip around, and I'm looking at her, and my brain didn't process for a second. I'm like, oh, I edit photos of you all the time. And she's like, oh, I went there to the catacombs, blah, blah, blah. Those are great photos. Did you take those? I was like, nah, those are Rob Sheridan photos. And then I look around, and what's his face? Metcalf is standing there. And they're talking to one of the other French paparazzis about setups. And then I had to edit all their dumbass fucking fake we're playing tennis photos, we're at the park photos. It was so irritating.
That's lame. That's dumb.
That's my Jesse Metcalf story.
I'll tell you though, he's I don't know if you've watched the movie yet, but he's actually pretty good in the movie.
I have not seen the movie.
It's okay. Look. The reality is that was one that went through the development ringer. So, I think it's fun for what it is. It's not the movie that we originally wrote and sold, but you know, it's still pretty cool to have my name on a Bruce Willis movie. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
regardless, at the end of the day, that's as a film fan, that's cool. So
yeah. I mean, you know, I remember when I was trying to cheer myself up about the Rotten Tomatoes score. Uh, I went and I looked, and I think there's like, I think he's only. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I think in the scheme of things, it's not. You know, he's only been in like 120 things. You know, which is a lot. I mean, it's a lot, but like over like a 40-year career, you know. And then if you think about it, like we wrote one of those, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that was the most recent one, and then there's Nightmare Cinema and the Au Pair Nightmare, and all of them are available on Apple and iTunes and Amazon and all the places you can video on demand things, or you can do what Justin does, is just torrent them.
bootleg stuff still. I try to do my absolute best to wait, but sometimes there's just no waiting.
Well, Nightmare Cinema is on Shudder, so you can stream that.
I have Shudder, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but
we did a tweet along with the Twitter Shudder community a couple weeks ago, and that was pretty fun. It's got the movie's got its fans, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, this time of year it should be picking up too, because horror anthologies, people love them shits.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
I usually avoid them, but
there's one that just hit Shudder yesterday. It's supposed to be pretty good, called the Mortuary Collection. So I'm gonna watch that. Hopefully, either after we're done here or tomorrow. We'll see how quickly this beer hits me.
Yeah, tonight I don't really have any movie plans. I mean, I might watch SNL. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I might rewatch It Follows tonight, because we were watching it on, I don't know what channel it was on, like a couple weeks ago, and the fun story about It Follows with me and my girlfriend is we met and went on our first couple of dates around Halloween time. So she came over to my house. It was like a week before Halloween, and we watched It Follows, and then we had unprotected sex that night. We learned nothing from the movie, and so it's a real special movie for us. And so I want to rewatch it. She hasn't watched it since that night, so we might rewatch that tonight. And then, which I was gonna go through it in the later part of the thing, but I just got like the Jason Shout Factory box set.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got Hitchcock box set and the Universal Monsters, because Prime Day had a bunch of great sales on Blu-rays.
Nice.
So we're trying to catch up on like super old stuff, like that neither of us have. She's never seen a lot of it, and even the Universal Monsters, most of them I have not seen those movies, other than like the OG ones.
Oh, you haven't seen some of the sequels?
Yeah, no.
Have you watched Son of Frankenstein yet?
No.
I love Son of Frankenstein. That one's fun.
I'll just pull it up right now.
That one is the fun thing about Son of Frankenstein is oh, there you go. The fun thing about Son of Frankenstein, it's basically what do I do? Son of Frankenstein is basically the inspiration for Young Frankenstein. So if you like Young Frankenstein, I think it's a fun rewatch.
I do like Young Frankenstein. Maybe I'll watch them both back to back.
I think that would be a good double feature.
But it all depends on how tired I am after these drinks. Because alcohol does not affect me the way it did in my 20s. Now it's like sleeping pills. The more I drink, the more I sleep. But anyways, Joe, we're here, not for any of that stuff, we're here to argue about the Bly Manor.
Oh, good. I'm so looking forward to this.
Sometimes, because like I watch it all the time, you watch it all the time, and every once in a while I watch stuff and I text Joe and I fucking think. But I was so upset about Bly Manor, because I usually don't post a lot of like status on Facebook about stuff I watch anymore.
Yeah, but you were vocally dissatisfied.
Yeah, and I was only like, I think on the third or fourth episode, just so bored.
Question though, have you finished it? Did you finish it? Okay, all right. At least all right. Fair enough.
I finished it, and before I get into that, I will give you a brief thing on the first season of my feelings of that, which I thought was really well done. I thought the ghost stuff was shot really well. I think the directing in some of those episodes was out of control. There was that funeral episode.
Yeah.
They did so much cool visual stuff with the ghosts and the things, and that season was like the teetering back and forth. Was like, are they crazy? Is their ghost real? Ghosts are crazy. And then all of a sudden, the last episode, they were just like, the ghosts are real. They're physical manifestations. They can do all of these fucking crazy things. And it was like, to me, it felt like it didn't feel like it placed very well in the whole season. It didn't. It just felt like too much. I was like, it went from like, are these ghosts real to ghosts are real and they can do anything. Like, and I was like, okay, fuck out of here with this. And it was like, it didn't fit to me. Maybe if they had 4 episodes laced in between 9 and 10 to kind of give you a little more setup of what they were really trying to do. But I didn't hate the first season. I was like, okay, this isn't this. I thought the ghost stuff was cool. I thought it was shot really well. I thought the sets were great. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So I was expecting that exact same thing with this season. And I was completely like out of left field because they were like, you know, all that ghost stuff, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to really focus on the melodrama of the first season, which is so boring, of like people fucking having like 10-minute conversations about their traumas. I felt like I was watching Walking Dead a lot of times. I had flashbacks to season 2 of The Punisher, with Jigsaw and his girlfriend in their apartment just talking about their traumas. And I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then what they gave you in between those traumas was Sunglass Man.
Which, by the way, as I told you, I jumped with Sunglass Man. So I thought it was so funny when you sent me a photo of Casper.
It was like, I literally, as soon as it popped up, I was like, "Oh, I remember Sin City with Elijah Wood." I remember fucking.
Well, we just rewatched Sin City like a month ago too, so that image was super fresh in my head. But it still makes me jump. Like, it still made me jump. I mean, look, the reality is, I'm an easy scare. Like, I've always been an easy scare. With the right music and sound combo, like, I'll jump. Like, but I'll tell you, the one scare in season 1 that really got me was, remember when they're it's like probably like episode 5 or 6. They're driving in the car. It's 2 of the women. They're driving in the car, and then all of a sudden the ghost popped out of the back seat.
I don't remember.
Oh my God. I literally like physically jumped and like audibly gasped. And my wife, Crystal, just made so much fun of me.
I never, like, when it's that kind of stuff, I never get scared or jump. My thing is always, it's like, I always get like really excited when something is scary and really well done suspense. I get like really juiced, excited. I do a thing where I lean forward and I'm just like looking at the screen. I'm like so engrossed, and that happens like in Hereditary, you know, in the last half hour, those kinds of moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was scary for sure.
Where it's just like it really fucking juices. It just goes up, and I don't really think I had those moments in the first season, but I was really impressed with the way they shot it, and I hated all the fucking family drama, and because it was just like, and I get it's a series, and I just wish it was a movie so I could just like cut. I just want to cut through that shit and get to the fat.
I'm curious what your read is like. How many of the other Mike Flanagan movies have you seen? Like not series movies.
Name some.
Oculus.
I remember not enjoying that. Yeah.
Huh. Doctor Sleep.
I didn't enjoy that either. That definitely put me to sleep. Well, but to be fair to Doctor Sleep, I don't think it was bad. I just hated the cinematography so much. I hated the color choices.
Huh.
That green, it looked like Fight Club or something, or Seven, and I was like, if you're gonna do a sequel to fucking Shining, why would you modernize it for the screen in 1999? I didn't like the way it looked. I thought they should have done a more like a washed.
I agree with Rick Humphreys. I really like Doctor Sleep. So and whoever is managing the Nerdicide chat right
That's
now.
Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
I didn't say it was bad. I just
You
biggest
just don't like the
problem
color palette. Okay, all right, fair enough.
I thought it was well done. I didn't
Also,
even care.
he did Before I Wake. Have you seen that?
Maybe it sounds familiar. I watch so many fucking horror movies, and sometimes
Yeah.
just like
I'm trying to think of the one where his wife is deaf and the slasher comes to the house. The name is escaping me.
is that Hush or not?
Hush. Yeah, Hush.
Hush.
What do you think of Hush?
Hush is good.
Okay,
I didn't really
all right, so we
this
found
guy
one.
I didn't even interconnect this guy to any movies.
He also did Ouija 2 Origins of Evil.
Hey, I like that one.
I like that one too.
I hated the first Ouija movie, but I thought the second one was pretty good.
Yeah, the first one's awful. Actually, you know, it's really funny is they reshot a bunch of the first one because like it was a real mess for them. And the person who did the first like the reshoots was Mike Flanagan. So Mike Flanagan came in and saved the original to the extent that he could, and so his reward was they gave him the sequel.
That's
so,
funny.
Anyway,
I was actually trying to see if the second one was on streaming anywhere the other day because I watched that with Rosina because it's not that old. We enjoyed
yeah,
that one.
I like the second one a lot. We had Elizabeth Reeser is in the second one, and she was also in Nightmare Cinema. She's really good. I really like her. She was in Haunting of Hill House as well. But anyway, the reason I asked what your take on some of Mike's other stuff is because there's a real running through his work. There is
boring boredom.
A lot of I was gonna say like drama, which is the stuff that you seem to be uninterested in.
You're talking to a guy who I love slow burn horror, but if you are slow burning and it just plateaus and then it ends, like I'm sorry that you have failed. You have failed me as a horror director because what big epic moment happens in Bly Manor is like, oh, by the way, here we go. Passage of time. 20 fucking years or whatever the fuck it is, and then we're back at the bottom of the lake. That is not a slow burn. That's a slow dive to the bottom of that lake. Me watching it until I wanted to be fucking drowned. And I was like, let me just say one thing about the whole premise of that fucking show. Okay. First of all, that gardener has the audacity to go to that poor girl's wedding to tell a 6-hour fucking story that could re-traumatize her and make her remember all of this. To be fair,
she didn't do it at the wedding. She did it at the rehearsal dinner.
What the fuck ever? She was trying to ruin this poor girl's life with her bullshit baggage. And I was like, what a terrible person to show up. They don't remember any of it. And you're like, hey, you remember that time when you fucking lived in a haunted house and all these people died? Let me fucking tell you. And that girl's so dumb. She's like, my middle name is Flora. And I was like, I was so irritated because I was like, who is the fucking person? It's the gardener. I was like, just fucking shoot me because like
how long before you realized that the gardener was the woman telling the story?
Well, I wasn't trying to figure it out because my whole thing was like, I kept thinking, episode 7, this is where they're gonna rake this. It's gonna go up to the top of the roller coaster. Every episode, I was just like, when is it gonna go? And it never did. And then it just ended with like a bunch of sad flashbacks. And then that fuck, I was like, bro, I was.
Okay, all right. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you my opinion on Hill House too, because I have an interesting, unique perspective on Hill House.
Sure.
So I really liked it too. I was really impressed with the directing. I really enjoyed the performances and the look and that episode where he did all the one shots is really, very show offy and cool. And I really liked it overall. The problem I had with Hill House was, as I was watching it, I was watching another project of mine literally fall apart as I was watching it because it was so close that I was like, oh no, we're gonna this is gonna kill this other project, you know? And and so sure enough, it was and it did. And MGM got cold feet and decided that our take was too close to Hill House to move it forward. I'll let your fans guess which MGM horror movie we were going to adapt into a TV series that we could have done a ghost story for. But anyway, so and maybe I'll tell you off chat, but that was so it was kind of heartbreaking for me, as I was watching it, because I was like, fuck, I just spent 6 months working on this thing and now it's probably dead. And it was.
Yeah.
So
the extra knife should be that it sucked.
What's that?
The extra knife should be that it was for nothing because it was trash at the end. So it was like, not only did it kill your project, but
no, Hill House is not trash. I think overall Hill House is good. I do agree. I thought the last episode really, and for me it didn't work. I think that's when I started to realize. And look, we've had Mike Flanagan on Postmortem a couple times now, and I've met him several times. And the last time we had him on to talk about Dr. Sleep, it was really cool because he stayed behind an hour after the show and just talked with me and Nick for a while. And I've started to get just a read on him, and I think the thing that he's most attractive to in his Stephen King kind of fandom, because that was really his gateway into horror and his love of horror, is he loves kind of the melodrama and the emotion of King, and I think the more we're seeing him get creative control in his movies, the more we're seeing him kind of embrace high emotion horror, And I think that's what that last episode of Hill House was, because to me, I was like, when I hit play on whatever the last episode was, 9 or 10 or whatever, I was ready for a roller coaster, and you don't get it. You get something completely different. And that's probably my expectations. I don't think what we got was bad. It's just not what I wanted, So yeah. So I don't disagree about the ending of Hill House kind of not being.
I thought every episode was painful. I don't remember a time where I was like, oh, it's really fucking. There is no adrenaline. There was some adrenaline moments.
I think part of that also was I think the structure. I think the time structure of Hill House, where we were constantly going back in time, kind of hurt that build towards a big climactic narrative momentum, But long story short, Bly Manor, I didn't have to watch it. As I was watching it, I found myself enjoying it more because I wasn't necessarily watching another one of my projects get eviscerated. So I think just from a cathartic, just enjoyment, I got to digest this one differently. And look, I think it's just as rich in its cinematography and its setting and its
so dull compared to the first season and the set pieces in the first season. So dull.
I don't know, man. I really like The Lady in the Lake. I liked that whole backstory, and I liked
that fucking whole black and white. God, Jesus Christ! It was like someone. It was like an adult telling a child, telling a child while they're not allowed to do something. It was so painfully stupid and drawn out. It could have been a 5-minute throwaway. I feel like it's when you overexplain something and it has no real big payoff. I was like, where's the? I kept thinking, okay, they're showing me this whole thing because it has a real rich purpose. And that story of why she died and everything that happened to her was fucking dull, fucking boring. Why would you? Oh, you just didn't want to die? Okay, you don't want to die, and now you just kill people. I was like, that's your big idea in these moments, and I was just like, this is not for me. I was like, and Resina, we watched it. She fell asleep during that whole episode, and
that's too bad.
And I told her in an episode, don't rewatch it. There's nothing to see. I'll tell you exactly what fucking happened. She didn't want. She got a cough, a whooping cough. She didn't want to die. Her husband fucked her sister. She opened the chest. They threw her in the lake. It's dumb. And I was like,
well, all right. Okay. So my friend Axel Carolyn directed that episode, and
well,
I think she did. I think it's beautifully shot. I think it's so stylistically different from everything else that because of those things, because of that shakeup, I found it really engaging.
I don't remember at any time feeling like it was visually anything I've never seen before. I've seen a zillion haunted house shows.
No, but I'm saying it shook up the formula of the show, that it felt different and exciting, and I was intrigued. And you're right. It has, look, Axel loves like 1950s, 1960s black and white haunted ghost stories. Like, that's her jam. So she was actually like the right person, I think, to direct that episode, and I think she did a really good job. You know, like, it sounds your issue is more with the writing of it, I think.
Oh, because nothing interesting happened in the whole fucking show.
Here, there's a couple questions that popped up in the chat. Rick Humphreys, it was not the Changeling, but you might be on the right track. And Courtney, postmortem, we'll have an update on when we're coming back, hopefully by the mid next week. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. I liked it. Like, it worked for me. I liked the emotional melodrama. You know, the jump scares worked. I really liked one thing I wish that they had done more of is I love the idea that the dollhouse showed the kids where the ghosts were. And I liked the idea of the dollhouse being, or the lady in the lake was like, oh, why is she on the floor? No, leave her there. Well, it's because they know when she's in the dollhouse, she's in the house. And I thought that was really cool. I thought there was more they could have done with that. That's a genuine criticism I have of the show.
My thing was like, okay, this is boring, and I kept hoping. Maybe that was my issue. I kept hoping that there was gonna be an episode where they just ratcheted it up, because I guess I'm just so trained for slow burn horror that I expect a fucking, like, okay, we set you up. Here is everything. Here's all the pieces. We made sure everyone acted really well and it's believable. And then here's where we're gonna fucking just slap you in the face with something you're not expecting. And that never came for me. The whole time I'm just like,
you didn't find the whole sequence where she grabbed the au pair and dragged her through the house, and we knew that she was gonna kill her, and none of that worked. No?
They showed that shit with the fucking dude. I was waiting for
right, but because they showed that shit with the dude, that's why you're worried about the au pair, because you're like, oh,
I'm not worried about her because she's doing a weird fucking American accent and she's dressed like Hillary Duff, and I don't fucking care because she's such a cornball character. Like, she's afraid of a sunglasses ad.
By the way, the sunglasses ad, like, they never really addressed how she just kind of got over that. That was something that,
to me, that's not a ghost. She's just mentally ill.
Well, but like,
because it fucking agree. It stood there by her at the fire, and you know what it did? It just stared at her. And at that point, if I'm in my own head and a ghost of someone who died in front of me or whatever, it's just like their whole plan is just to just stand there and stare at me. At that point, I'm not scared anymore. Knock your fucking self out. Stand there.
So was it the lesbian gardener's monologue about the flower
That's
that
all you have
helped
to
her
say. Lesbian Gardener's monologue. That's the name of the show.
But was that the thing that cured her of her ailment of, Sin City Ghost? Like that was a thread that I wish they had addressed in some kind of.
Well, they cured that fake ghost with real ghosts because that shit was not a real ghost. That was just her fucking trauma.
Right. So once she encountered real ghosts, then she just didn't have to worry about her, ex-boyfriend ghosts anymore.
Real ghost in the sense that like all you have to do is just not stand in this one ghost way and you're fine. If you just like sidestep to the left, she's just gonna keep walking towards the house.
I mean, I think that's really interesting.
Oh my god! And none of it was scary. The blank.
Really,
faces,
like when the au pair got it around the neck, I jumped. It got me. I had goosebumps, and I was like, "Fucking Mike Flanagan." No, didn't get you. Wow, you are your cold dark heart.
No, because it's not.
Honestly, Justin, I think this is the problem. I think Mike Flanagan has such a warmth to his storytelling, and I think you prefer kind of colder horror. And
I prefer things that are actually scary.
But that's so subjective. That's so subjective.
You gotta flash yourself back to my commentary in the first season. I thought the ghost stuff in that was way better. I thought the direction was better. I thought all of the stuff was cool.
Well,
and I hated
to be fair, Mike directed all of those episodes versus this one. I think he might have only done the pilot.
I couldn't. And also, I think it was really dumb that they brought the cast back American Horror Story style because I was like, I didn't even know they were doing that. I turn it on, I see them, and I'm like, the fuck is this? I was like, why is this bitch? I gotta watch this bitch cry another season? I gotta watch her cry again? Oh my god.
I mean,
why do that?
Look, to Mike's credit, he likes to reuse actors.
Yeah, it's one thing that you like. I understand, like Scorsese and DiCaprio. You use one guy. So all of them, except for what, 2 characters? Fuck out of here. I just think it didn't help. I don't think it helped them doing a bunch of weird accents. It didn't help the story.
Well, I do think it was odd that he had Americans doing British accents. And then I guess you're saying the au pair the actress is actually British?
I have no idea, but her accent sounds fake as fuck. Like
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think she's doing like a 90s or 80s accent or
whatever. It was 87. I think it took place in 87.
So she's trying to do this weird time capsule voice.
Okay, there's one thing you have to have liked in it. Did you appreciate that the little boy had a Monster Squad poster in his room?
I did notice that. I was like, that's a weird left field item. God, let me try.
You have to have appreciated that, right? Do you like Monster Squad?
Yeah, of course I like Monster Squad.
All right. I don't know anymore, Justin. I don't know.
But here's the thing. I watched that whole shit with my girlfriend, and she's not a film snob. She's not a movie, and she was so bored. She was like every episode.
I mean, Crystal was enraptured. Like, we would get to the end of an episode, and she'd want to watch another because she was hooked. So
we fucking watched that thing. We finished it in one weekend. We watched 3 episodes or whatever, 3 or 4, then 3 or 4, then the last episode Sunday, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. And I only wanted to finish it because I didn't want to watch it into the next week. I was like, this is not a show that's following us into the next week because I have other shows that are better and I don't want it fucking me up. So we finished it in one weekend.
Rick just wrote Wolfman's Got Nerds. It reminds me of a funny story. When we had Fred Decker on Postmortem, I said Wolfman's Got Nerds to him, and I said it so meekly because I was like so embarrassed to say it, but I was so excited to say it to him. But you know what's really funny is I reconnected with him at the Masters of Horror dinner, and we've been like Facebook chat pals ever since, which is cool. He actually just asked me like a random question about a glitch in Final Draft like a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, okay. So he's great. But it was just a funny.
I'm gonna try right now to think of something good in that show.
Okay.
I'll tell you. I thought the performances by the dude who played Owen, who was the chef, and the actress who played Hannah, I thought their performances were really good. Them as actors selling those roles and parts, they were very good. The dude who did the Scottish accent, who was in the first show, who was the drug addict in the first season, that guy was trash. Absolute garbage actor.
What?
Oh, such a cornball. He's the least menacing. I love when they show him like looking like before they revealed what was going on, and they kept showing him like hauntingly. Like I was like, oh, scary! A very handsome man. Look over there. There's a very handsome man in the window. Who's scary? He's dressed very well and smiling. What a frightening situation! Oh my god! And then his acting and accent got even worse. He was real bad. And I honestly think
he was the Invisible Man.
Yeah, I know. He was. Granted, he was the best when he was invisible.
Did you like Invisible Man?
I did. I thought they did some really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's still my favorite horror movie of the year. It still might be my favorite. I think it might be my favorite movie of the year.
The dinner scene, I was not expecting it at all. Wow, I was like, fuck. Because I expect everything, and then they were just having a dinner scene, and I was like, oh fuck! I was like, I remember saying, oh fuck, out loud.
Yeah, I saw it at one of the premiere screenings they had here in LA, and full house, and it was great. I mean, people jumped like crazy. It was fun movie to see.
I honestly hate the entire. Well, here's another thing. The other thing you know about me, I hate British children on adventures. So that was.
So you didn't like the little girl and her
fuck those kids. Thing? No, fuck those
Oh my god, she was wonderful. She was so charming.
No kids talk. I don't care how British they are. Kids don't fuck. I don't know what it is. The obsession with writers and filmmakers associating British children with it. They're just so much smarter than normal children, and they speak a certain way like adults. Get fucked yourself. Like that is not how British children talk. Just because they have accents doesn't mean they're fucking super smart. Not every British child is a fucking little fucking genius, and that shit was irritating to me. But that's a pre-existing condition with me. I don't like British children on adventures. That's why I waited like 15 years to watch all the Harry Potter movies.
Did you like the Harry Potter movies?
Not really.
I really like the first couple.
I like the one when was the third one when Chris Columbus left.
Oh, Prisoner of Azkaban.
I thought that one was good.
That's the best. I think that's the best one.
I think the rest were kind of bluff. Even the ones after, I was like, okay, so dark. But I thought that one was like the perfect blend of like this is corny and dark. I thought the third one was really good.
Third one's good. I got to see it.
I have no soul. This person says I have no soul.
I mean, you don't like the little girl who all she says things are perfectly splendid.
So, she tried to get her friend fucking killed.
But she didn't though. So she did the right thing. And to be fair, she was also being manipulated by adults she trusted. So there's
poorly acted adults. No soul, aka no taste. You these are your friends.
I brought my Joe Russo stands with me.
I mean, I would love to live in a world where it's just like everything is fucking great, but I'm sorry, I'm 38 and everything is not great. The world is trash, and movies and TV, just because we're blessed in a time where there's so much content that you watch a show that 20 years ago would have won every fucking word, and you watch it now and you forget it. And that is the world we live in, and I react to shows in that way. If it does not fucking elevate me over the roof, I do not get that juiced about it. Like, even like a show like The Outsider, which I thought was dope. I forgot it existed a few weeks ago. Someone was like, "Oh, you remember that Stephen King show on HBO?" I was like, "What? What fuck is?" And they're Outsider. I was like, "Oh, okay, fuck." I was like, "That was a good show."
You know, Outsider. I thought the first couple episodes were brilliant. I thought it kind of sagged. Then I thought it got really good.
Everything except for that.
I thought it got really good again, and then I thought it like most Stephen King things, it just like kind of crapped the bed at the end.
Yeah, crapped the bed at the end, especially with the fucking weird cliffhangery stuff they tried to do. You don't even need to show that stuff. I'm not a child.
I mean, those first couple episodes were like some of the best Stephen King adaptations ever.
Fantastic TV, just great.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get it because in the first part we talked about The Boys. I just finished second season of that, and I would love to hear your quick opinion. Did you watch Raised by Wolves? Your boy Ridley Scott.
No, I haven't watched Raised by Wolves yet. No. But I do love me some Ridley.
It was very Ridley Scott. I will say that.
Did he direct it or he just produced it?
Yeah, he directed a good amount of it.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I think the first episode, maybe the second, a few of them.
He's the man.
It was very Prometheus-y, but they did do a couple of things in sci-fi stuff that I don't read a ton of sci-fi books, so maybe these kinds of things have happened as story elements before, and I just don't pay attention because I'm not a huge fucking nerd. But like, I'm a nerd.
Come on. You're literally, you just said I'm not a huge fucking nerd, and you're dressed as Cyclops.
That's true, but like, I think about how many sci-fi books there are and how many fantasy books. There's so much stuff I've never even absorbed. But like, they did some things story-wise that I had never really seen in a sci-fi show that I thought was pretty cool. That may exist in other books and other iterations of things, but like, I thought they did some cool stuff. My only problem was that it's a show and it didn't end, so it sets up another season, and I was like, kill me. I don't want to watch another fucking show of this.
I'm curious to get your take on a couple other recent horror things.
Did
you watch Host on Shudder yet?
Which one was that? It sounds familiar.
It's like
the fucking web that falls back into what we were talking about earlier with that bullshit Satanism fucking. You just throw a pentagram in there. They literally are just like, oh, if you just say this and you have a pentagram, fucking ghosts will come or whatever. I was so annoyed with that because I don't know if you've ever done any research on magic or like real magic, which is not. I don't actually believe in magic. Side note, but I have actual Aleister Crowley magic books and black magic books, and you have to do a lot of fucking work. What's that horror movie where they actually do like 20 days and days where he basically tortures that fucking poor girl to summon that thing? What is that movie called? And it was like a knight at the end, or an angel, a huge angel at the end.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the realist, because I was like, if you do any research on these things, you can't just be like, oh, hold hands and say their names. Like and they didn't even do that because they're on fucking webcams. They're just like, say a name. And I was like, and it was like, what, 20 minutes long? Fuck that movie.
60 minutes. You know, they made that during lockdown, which I thought.
I don't care. I don't fucking care.
You know what's really funny? I hope you better get used to liking it, because off of that movie, they got offered every fucking horror movie under the sun for
Well, that's fine. Maybe next they'll spend a little more time with the shit. But when
they literally came up with the idea in late March.
What is the idea?
Huh?
It's not like they came up with something.
Well, they were like, let's try to shoot something on Zoom during lockdown.
Okay, so they came up with a technical thing, but the story was just like complete bullshit. Dumb.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. The idea of doing a Zoom seance, I think, was kind of fun.
But they didn't do anything. They just said oh, do you want to talk to a dead person? And okay, now we're all fucking doomed to die. That was so dumb.
Did you watch Color Out of Space yet?
Which one?
Color Out of Space.
No, I haven't watched that one.
You got it. Yeah, I'm very curious to hear what you think of that.
I do want to watch that.
What else is recent that we haven't talked about? There's been some good stuff on Shudder. They had a movie called Spiral, which I thought was
I watched
very
Spiral. It was okay. I thought it was a bit heavy-handed.
It is heavy-handed. I liked it. What about? Oh, wait, no, I know we kind of got confused about this. Did you see the Shudder La Llorona, or did you
No.
ever end up actually watching their version that they released?
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell you what I did watch the other night alone in the room was that Exorcist movie. What the fuck was that called? It's not Shudder. It's like they have a fucking live stream of fake Exorcist.
Oh yeah, the new one that just came out. Was that any good?
I think it's really dumb, but it has it has the thing I really like, which reminds me a lot of 90s stuff that I grew up enjoying, where they have like a really big open ending where they set up like a really big thing. They're like, oh, this thing, by the way, sets up this huge thing because they don't obviously have a budget for that kind of movie. But like they open a door of like, this is a really cool big thing. Is Pyewack? It's not the movie I'm thinking of with the fucking the long ass rituals. I can't remember.
I don't know. I haven't watched that Exorcist thing you talked about. Did you watch the WMUF Halloween special yet on Shudder?
The what?
It's so wacky. It's somebody went and made like a horror comedy. It's very oh god, what are those two guys, those comedy guys? Tim and Eric. It's very Tim and Eric. But it's like with like fake commercials and stuff. But it's a newscast that's like set in the late 80s, and it's like their Halloween night newscast special, and one of the reporters is reporting at a haunted house, and they're going to do a seance from the haunted house, and things go awry. But when I first started watching it, I didn't know it was a movie, so I was just like, oh wow, like they put this weird old Halloween special on Shudder.
Okay, so I don't want to cut you off, but we have a minute left.
Oh no. Okay. Well, goodbye.
Yeah, we have a minute. It's counting down and staring, and it's so nerve-wracking.
Oh, God. All right. Well, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
We'll
always
do it
a
again.
blast. You're welcome to come on whenever and argue about terrible horror movies.
Absolutely. I really enjoy your Wolverine costume. Bye.
Everyone say goodbye to Joe. He makes real movies.
Bye.
Thanks
for having me.
He definitely agreed that Bly Manor was trash. Goodbye.
Bye.
I don't even know how to end this. I'm going to end it. We'll come back and quarantine in a few minutes after I urinate. I still haven't even got through any of this crap. Come back, everyone. I am still in this stupid outfit. Let's hash it out. I don't know where I threw that. I don't even know where I threw half the stuff. I threw it off me. I'll just keep these off, yeah? Whew. Oh, welcome back, sir. Let me tell you, I just had the emergency pee of a lifetime.
Took you a couple seconds to get out of that before you almost peed yourself.
I had to run and then run to Rosina, have her unzip me from the back, and then I had to run, like pull the whole thing down.
That's all I care about. That's all I care about is that it was difficult.
It was rough, and I peed for like 3 minutes straight. Because I was like talking to Joe, and I'm like the whole time I'm like, when is the hour up? Because I really have to piss. I was just like, it just kept building and.
That was a really long hour, and I'm glad that it lasted because that was fun. That was good. I'm glad Joe came on.
Of course, Joe is always good to have on. I threw a bunch of this stuff off. I don't even know where it went.
Okay, so the lighting's a little darker because I had to put out one of the candles, but hopefully I can get this because it's fucking hilarious. I fucking bend down. Make sure I can get it. Can you see that? It made a hilarious dick and ball shape.
Oh yeah, I see that.
It made me laugh uncontrollably.
Anyways, we're back. I'm gonna run through a bunch of junk.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
It's 10 o'clock West Coast time. Shout out anybody East Coast who's just popped on Draft Pod. You guys are crazy.
Dude, it's 1 o'clock here, so calm your tits.
They're calm and skin tight.
Are they? I don't believe you.
I already showed the.
I also forgot that I had makeup on.
How did you forget?
Because I'm drunk now, and I went to the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror and was like, oh yeah, I should probably wash that off.
Nah.
And then I was like, well, I gotta get back on at some point, so I'll probably just leave it on. So, here we are.
First up, I got an Alfred Hitchcock box set. Prime Day was pretty good to me. Prime Day was the other day. Amazon Prime. They put a fuck ton of stuff on sale. I got this Alfred Hitchcock box set for half off. It has 10 movies plus a bunch of shows.
Probably will.
Also,
no, I totally forgot about Prime Day.
The Joe Russo thing, which is the Universal Monsters. This has 30 fucking Universal Monster movies on it.
I have the little Universal Monsters, like all the high note, fucking mainstays. I have that one, but shout out to Dustin Mills who gave me that.
And then we have this guy, which we kind of briefly talked about, which is the Friday 13th.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Friday 13th box set.
My dumbass did not order that.
Well, it's still on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I know. I think I might wait until they do all the disc updates.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fill it out and list all of the fucking previous known issues and get those discs.
Yeah.
Versus sitting and watching all of them to find out. Because this is a lot to go through. I know a lot of nerds have already went through this and they found those errors. But I'm not going to do that. Oh,
dude, there's already a shit ton of fucking lists. So don't. Just... There's links. There's plenty of fucking links to get the new discs.
Almost dropped something. I don't even know what to do with myself here. But yeah, I got those new. Another Prime Day. A deal I got is pretty dope. This is the Alpha Flight Marvel Legends box set.
Whoa.
Which complete with Puck.
No, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, and it was half off. Now
what the
fuck? Marvel, Shaman, Aurora, Vindicator, Puck, and North Star. All in one box. It doesn't obviously have Sasquatch because he's a Build-A-Figure in the preview thing. But yeah.
Which is kind of a dick move.
Oh yeah, all the Build-A-Figures are dick moves.
If you're Ryan Searles, then all the Hulk fucking figures are Build-A-Figures, and that is definitely a dick move. But no, that is super fucking cool.
Yeah, it's got great artwork on the front.
Absolutely.
It's very nice little box set. As an X-Men fan, you have to kind of be also a Alpha Flight fan. Duh.
Yeah. Night, Chels. Thanks for tuning in.
Another beautiful thing I would like to show off is the Mafex Batman Hush figure.
You got two, Andy?
Fine, Andy. Go to hell. His thing fell off. Ooh, buddy. This is if you are familiar with Mafex, they do amazing work. A zillion.
Every time you say Mafex, I think you're saying Matt Beck.
Yeah, this is a Matt Beck exclusive. It's got the wire and the cape, so you can do cool cape stuff. And this is the Hush colors and the Hush costume from the Jim Lee.
This is the one you posted in the messenger group?
Yeah.
The other day? Okay.
A lot of cape. You like capes, this is your guy.
I do like the cloth cape. You can see through it, the light through it, which is kind of neat.
I got him on the stand still, so I'm not trying to fuck with it because you can't see behind me, but I got my figure arts Batman and my DC director all doing this similar thing where they're shooting the gun off, and I want to keep it that way because I posed them.
I like it.
And if you go through the box, there's like 40 different hands and 2 other heads if you want to get through all of that shit. But it's a great fucking figure. I love me some Batman. A couple.
Plus, it's probably one of the best Batman stories ever.
It's pretty good. I got a Guillermo pin.
Oh shit, that is dope.
It's an acrylic pin, which I guess pin makers are doing now. They're really cheap. It's like a plastic. I also have this. I got this Guillermo pin.
What does it say?
It says Guillermo de la Cruz, Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
Got that. That's my latest. Got one more somewhere. I thought it's very small.
Oh, I do want to say before I forget, shout out to Joe for answering my question about when Postmortem is coming back, because I'm very excited to start listening to that again.
Oh yeah, I got a very tiny
Andor
from Etsy as well. I can't remember the names of any of these things, but I showed the Wasteland Pinco ones I have, right?
I think
these colors, these ones.
I don't know if you showed them. I know you posted them.
Yeah, so I got Guillermo, I got Laszlo, and I got Colin Robinson.
And you got the variants to those, right?
No, I didn't get the skin tone variants because I didn't really feel like it was. I didn't actually like the way it looked. I like the purple and pink.
I was gonna say I didn't like the way that the skin tone looked either, but I do like the promotional colors, like the FX promotional colors, I guess you would call them.
I got this Naja too from Creative Terror.
That's cool.
I also got this Cyclops. This is a Cyclops pin from Argentina. It's not super exciting. Fucking like.
I wish somebody would do the Najia doll.
I think someone is. I swear I saw some kind of announcement.
Really?
This is kind of fitting because it kind of ties into what I'm wearing. I just got this Windless Studios X2 Cyclops visor.
Nice.
It's a prop replica. I've wanted this for a while, and I finally got one for the right price. So it comes in a little cool case.
Oh, shit.
And then you open it, and then it comes like that. And then the paper falls out. Got the blueprint.
That's awesome.
And it's got the X2 style. Opens up, and you can put them on. Yeah.
See, that would have been way cool if you wore that all night.
This is, like, when I'm looking into the screen, so fucking red compared to this is a cheapo thing from, like, China. This is like a China.
Thank you.
Thing from eBay. It's like $10. You can get them. But this is, like, supposed to be like a prop replica. It's got the little twisty things that he.
I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Yeah. I've wanted it forever. And I finally got it for a reasonable price because it's an old item.
Well, it's X2.
And I'll put it back in its little case. Like, yeah. And then I still haven't posted on the site page yet.
When you do, make sure you get a good pic of that blueprint.
Candy bracket on IG Live. What do you mean candy?
They're going to draft candy.
Well, then you tune in for that thriller. The
Oh,
answer
no.
is Laffy Taffy.
They're gonna do a bracket of candies on Instagram Live. So
Laffy Taffy, Now and Later, Lemon Heads. If those aren't in it, don't even just fuck you. I hope you all die.
you see garbage?
What are you eating? Fucking Snickers?
Yeah.
That's some trash. I want to fucking when you get fat as fuck, eating all that garbage ass.
That's the only candy bar I fucking eat is Snickers.
Milk. Those are milk. You just eat milk.
It.
Just sucking a cow's teat with those little candy bars.
I hate chocolate, so.
All right. Now is the time where I put this on because I think I'm done with things of showing, so I'm just going to put this on.
Thank you. This miserable piece of shit.
It doesn't quite stay on, but I don't know.
Stand up and take a couple steps back.
No. I'm too hot.
Please. Well, you got to get the full effect.
This is the full effect. I took half the costume off. During my pee rampage, it all went to shit.
I just want to see torso action with the mask. There you go. That'll work.
Here's my titty.
It's so creepy.
Oh, God.
Right, Andy? He's a goddamn nerd.
The best part about this mask is that I have two of them. One with the original tag still on it. And you know, we did that interview with Eric, who has the Guinness collection. He doesn't even have one of these.
And you have two.
I have two. So
Proud of you.
Boo is cooler.
So proud of you.
It's also fucking amazing. I've had that one. That one I've had forever. The one with the tag on I got like 2 years ago. I would pay any price. I saw it on eBay. If I saw it on eBay again, I would immediately pay whatever they wanted and get another one. I will buy all of them.
I believe you.
Because they're just.
I know you would have to have that.
They're just so ridiculous and rare and silly. You have to have them. And the fact that I have two, one with the tag still on it.
Yeah, that's fucking outlandish.
I think that's pretty much it. I have this other Batman thing, but it's not worth showing. I'm mostly right now just excited about my Blu-rays and excited to go through because it's October. I'm excited to watch like old school Universal monster movies and shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm also excited to get this fucking onesie off my body because the amount of heat resonating is on another fucking level. Because
speaking of
this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put this on here.
Yeah, don't do that. No.
I don't even know where the visor went. I threw it in the bathroom.
Although it kills your forehead. Sort of.
Like I'm going cross-eyed.
Ooh.
I'm not a nerd in the sense that I feel like there are two kinds of nerds. There are nerds who have, like, I have this stuff, right? But if I went outside and I was just wearing my clothes, just walking down the street, you wouldn't know that I have this stuff. Then there are nerds that you see walking down the street and you go, I bet that guy's got a bunch of fucking action figures. No, you're a handsome boy.
No.
I'm talking big fat fatties. I'm talking incels. I'm talking about that incel vibe, the neck beards, the fucking
mouth
guys.
breather.
Yeah, those fucking guys. Those are the guys. And what I always say for the millionth time on this live stream is I make fun of everything that I enjoy. So
that's like 95% of our stee is we make fun of the shit we enjoy. It's not worth enjoying if you can't rip it to fucking shreds.
Yeah, if you really think that collecting action figures is really important and serious,
go fuck yourself.
It's not
100% go fuck yourself if that's how you feel about it.
It's meaningless. It's a really stupid, wasteful hobby.
Here's what's great about it though, being meaningless, is it feels so good to pick something up. But it's immediately miserable when you've walked out of the store.
My thing is different. My thing is I'm juiced about whatever I got for about 5 minutes. And then I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm super excited when I have it in my hand and I walk to the fucking cashier and I pay for it. But the second I walk out of that fucking store, I got buyer's remorse. Immediately.
I don't have buyer's remorse. I have.
Oh my God, dude. No?
No. I have. Whatever is next. Bring on. I need the next thing. I don't care. Whatever I have.
No, mine is just immediately, why the fuck did I buy this? I don't need this.
Like,
but I own it.
I want whatever's next. I'm immediately thinking about what's next. That's why I have so much stuff, because when
I get it home and I look at it, I don't feel bad. Like, why did I buy this? It's the second I walk out of the store. My brain goes, why the fuck did you buy this? You don't need this. But I get it home and I hang it up and I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like, I'm really glad that I got that. It's that drive home that bothers me the most.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have just simply, my issue is I get something and I'm not excited about it 10 minutes later. Soon as I'll obsess over something, I need to complete this set. I need to get all these things. Once I have it, I have a euphoria that lasts about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I completely just put it. I
did see all the 2-packs you got of the Marvel Legends, the Storm and Thunderbird, the Magneto, Professor X, and the Old Man Wolverine, Old Man Hawkeye.
I didn't get that one. I waited on that one because I feel like that one's going to go down in price online later.
Probably. But I did see all of those today.
There's the other one, the third 2-pack I got was the Deadpool and Negasonic.
And honestly, the only one that I would have bought, if I was going to buy one, was probably the Storm and Thunderbird.
Yeah, I think that's the best one to buy because it's a Target exclusive. The rest are going to be others in Best Buy.
And it looked cooler than the others to me. Like, it definitely was way cool. I did like the baby Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
With the old man, Logan.
I could have got that one. It was like in a bunch of Targets around here, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to try. I'm not even going to go out. I got lucky with the Thunderbird, and then it was funny, like, a week later, I found the Storm Thunderbird, like 10 of them. So I was like, at that point, I had already bought 2 and sold one on eBay for $90. So I was like,
holy shit.
Yeah, they're not worth that now because they're in every store. But at the time, I found mine kind of early. So yeah. I was able to flip one for cheap.
You gonna stare at my bathroom ceiling and hear me pee.
I'm going to get off this bitch and eat some food. I'm starving, hot.
Now it's officially an episode of Nerdicide where you hear one of us pee.
You didn't want to hear it before because like I was literally like screaming in the bathroom.
I actually kind of want to fucking witness that.
It was so close to pissing my pants.
How great would that have been?
I mean, no one would know. It's off screen. I could just like.
No, but you would have fucking. I hope you would have messaged me and been like, "Hey, this is gonna take like an extra 10 minutes."
I would have just came back and not showed the shit on screen.
Peed in my suit.
I just would never reveal. I would just, I'd keep it professional and just never show the bottom half, and no one would know.
That's fair.
I mean, it's just pure. Whatever, like alcohol and ice cubes. It's not gonna hurt you.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
No.
Well, fuck you then. No, if Joe lets you know what MGM fucking movie they were gonna do as a show, like if he tells you that, let me know.
Oh yeah, I'll hit him up. I'm sure I'll be talking to him.
Because I definitely would like to know.
All right, let's wrap this up because I need to get this.
All right, man.
This was a solid ass episode. Next week we're gonna do, it might actually be next week because I don't want to do Halloween. Might be.
I think I might be going somewhere the weekend before Halloween. I'm gonna have to play by ear, dude. Like I'm getting dicked over at work. and I might be working every weekend for the rest of the fucking year. I'm not sure yet. Look at that booty.
I took it off. Feels great. Don't tell anybody, but I have Wolverine socks on.
You son of a bitch. Don't let Joe know.
God damn it. I can't wait to get this shit off. Well, whatever. We'll come back. We'll do some more Halloween-related things. I've got a horror bracket I'm working on that I'm going to reveal to the gram very soon for people to do.
It's going to be fun, guys. So definitely partake in that.
It's going to be like if the Draft Pod had good taste in movies. It'll be like that. Also, I'll be on the Draft Pod on the 26th. I don't know when they're going to air it. Look forward to me roasting them as per usual. Teaching them what it means to have good taste in pop culture things. I love how Joe Russo's friends were just like, this guy is dead inside. And I was like, just because I didn't like your soap opera fucking ghost show. I'm like, oh yeah, it's so sad. It's such a sad show. Oh my god.
I probably would have watched it if it was called soap opera ghost show.
Maybe if it was the first fucking ghost drama show or ghost thing I've ever fucking seen in my life, maybe it would have some kind of emotional impact on me. But I've watched.
Dude, I didn't even finish the first season, and that's not a slight on the first season. It's just it didn't hold my interest. Like, it's not something that I give a shit about.
That's fine, because it didn't have any payoff, so there's no reason to finish it.
I've never been a huge ghost person. Like, I enjoy monsters. Like, I want, like, gross, big, scary, fucking, full body suit fucking monsters. That's the shit that I care about. Practical effects. That's what I want.
It's nighttime.
Nighttime is the right time.
Do one more scary face for the camera, and then we'll get out of here. I'll use that for the screenshot.
Nice.
All right.
Well done.
Mwah, love you.
I love you, buddy.
Andy,
this was super fun. I'm glad we did this.
Anybody who was on earlier, appreciate it. We'll be back maybe next week after that, but expect more before Halloween.
Thanks for tuning in, Andy. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. It's been really real. I'm off to pull this onesie off.
Thank you, Joe, for coming on.
Yes, thanks, Joe. We'll see ya when we see ya. Peace out.